Afternoon Delight. I'm Bree Levine.
I'm Evan Barrett.
I'm Katy Pence.
And I'm Sarah Fischer.
More news after the break.
Hey, Ashley, here's the story for today.
Hi, and welcome back to Afternoon Delight. We're going to have a great discussion today.
About celebrity gossip,
Yep.
some entertainment news, all sorts of great stuff. So, Bree, I think you have our first story. What are we starting with?
Well, Ariana Grande has a stalker, as you may have heard, but he was actually put on psychiatric hold this weekend. Yeah. A man sent Ariana Grande a 42-pound pumpkin and other weird gifts, and he showed up in New York City, the headquarters of her record label, wearing a Santa suit.
That screams romance to me, Bree. I don't know why you would think that's weird.
I don't know. I think it's kind of romantic because he also sent her, in addition to the pumpkin, Yankee candles, a $200 anklet from Kay Jewelers, and a rock from the White Mountains of New Hampshire. So, I mean, it's kind of...
Why the pumpkin? Like, was it for Halloween? Was it carved, or was it just like, here's a gourd?
For her pumpkin spice lattes.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Oh, for
Well,
her pumpkin
she
spice
has
lattes.
somebody else to make those for her. I mean, of course.
That's true.
Right.
Yeah. She doesn't need to buy those herself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Especially
Right.
not when fans are sending
Stupid
them to
me.
her.
That's true.
I don't know.
Everyone has fans like that.
I know.
Well, the Santa stunt was the last straw, apparently, for Ariana Grande. And Tim, that's the stalker's name, known only as Tim, was in a mental facility for 3 days last week, but he's now released. So now he's on the streets.
That's cool.
So now
Yeah.
free to send Christmas wreaths, right?
Yeah.
Christmas wreaths.
He's just gonna ship her an entire Christmas tree. Just gonna like set it up. It'll be all decorated and stuff. You know, beautiful. He'll like spell her name out in lights.
That's cute.
You don't think that's romantic?
I think it's
Cute.
romantic.
I mean, not if he was also in the Santa suit at that time. And
Well, just as long as
It's
he
a
doesn't
little
ask her to
creepy,
winter
maybe.
formal
yeah,
in candles.
that's true. That's
Yeah.
a little. I don't know. It's definitely a little odd to show up somewhere in a Santa suit trying to. I don't even know what he was trying to accomplish with that one. But is she pressing charges? Is she going to file a restraining order? Does anyone know?
Well, it's unclear if she's getting a restraining order, but it doesn't really matter because, like, crazy people like that
It's
really...
a piece of paper, yeah.
it doesn't really help at all.
Well, and stuff like
So,
that's going to keep happening all the time. No
Right.
matter who the celebrity, it happens all the time.
It's a little creepy. I mean, at least it sounded to me like she wasn't at the recording studio or whatever
I
when
don't
he
think
showed
so.
up. So, I mean, that's good, at least.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. It's a little freaky.
I'd be a little freaked out.
I'd like the candles, though.
Yeah, the
I don't know
candles are
about
nice.
that.
Candles are expensive, so I'm
Especially
alright.
Yankee candles.
Yeah,
that's
those-
a nice brand.
Those are top-line candles, so I guess I would appreciate that one.
I mean, I would appreciate a Kay Jewelers anklet. Would you,
Yes,
Sarah?
yes, I would definitely.
Do you wear anklets, Sarah? Tell us all about your ankle jewelry.
I actually do not wear any jewelry on my legs or feet, but I'd still appreciate it. I'd
It's the
take
thought that
it,
counts.
sell it for cash.
Yeah, as a cash-strapped college student, I mean, you could make it work somehow.
Could pawn it.
There you go. Always an option.
Well, at least Ariana Grande has some love, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not a huge fan of hers, but...
Yeah, I'm not either, I guess. She's alright. She's better than some celebrities, but I guess I wouldn't want to be like, oh, it's Ariana Grande, oh my god.
Audrey!
Yeah, not me, so.
All right, well, moving on. Sarah, do you have anything for us?
Yes, Mockingjay was recently
Yes, it was.
put into theaters, and it's the third movie of the Hunger Games, and I saw it, and I absolutely loved it. But it got some bad reviews because most people were very upset that it left you hanging, and they drew out something that could have been condensed a lot more. But
Right.
And I understand that. I haven't seen the movie. There was kind of a mix-up at the theaters, and I didn't get to see it even though I had a ticket. So, but I've read a lot about it, and I know a lot of people are upset at how they ended it and whatnot, but I heard, from my perspective, I know what the ending is, so I'm like, I think it's a good way to end it, and I think they, they really put a lot of thought into how they were going to portray, the revolution and whatnot. I know a lot of people are upset about it, but what are you going to do? I mean, make your own movie, I guess.
I know. Well, and it makes sense, that all these kind of teen movies, like, adapted from books, Harry Potter, Twilight, now Hunger Games, they have that, double feature last book, and it's just to, draw out more money, basically.
I am kind of upset about that. I think at some point, it's kind of the same way how I'm feeling with The Hobbit. Like, it's a short book. It's the shortest book. Why did it really need to be made into 3 movies?
Right.
So I guess I understand that. Like, I don't know if there was really quite enough content there to make it into 2 movies, but I mean, it's kind of exciting. Well, I read an article recently that was talking about how they switched up kind of the gender roles and how gender roles are portrayed and whatnot, that you have, this really strong feminine character who chooses this beta male PETA because, he isn't necessarily the strongest, he has feelings and whatnot. So I really appreciate that because they took The Giver, which is one of my favorite books, and they turned that into a love story, and I was so angry about it.
It doesn't even it wasn't a love story.
So many young adult movies are coming out where they're being changed into, these love stories, and you're like, that's not at all what the book is about. So, I mean, I'm glad that they did
Was there a love interest in The Giver? I don't remember that.
There was not, and I'm upset about it.
I don't know.
Makes me quite upset.
Well.
That's all I'm going to say about it.
Anything else about Mockingjay, Sarah?
No, I really enjoyed the movie. I was also kind of disappointed that it was going to be made into 2 movies because I read the books multiple times and I thought the 3rd book was lacking a lot of action, so I didn't know how they were going to have it work.
I read an interview with Suzanne Collins, and she really, because the book is really about how Katniss deals with post-traumatic stress disorder, and they really wanted to keep that feeling, like they really wanted to show the fact that she was really struggling with this in the movie, but they also wanted her to be like active, so...
Yeah.
They definitely did a good job of that in the movie. I mean, it definitely felt like, or it seemed like the movie was really spread out, and it did feel a little too long, just because of the lack of action, what you were expecting from the previous 2 movies. But, from what I heard, I haven't read the 3rd book, I haven't read any of them, but from what I've been hearing, it's really not much action in comparison to the first 2. So people who read the book can understand it, but not so much about everyone else.
Yeah. I'm not sure if I'm going to pay to see it. I'll probably just watch it when it comes out on Netflix or something like that, but...
I'll go see it. I'm going to see it eventually.
Yeah, eventually.
So,
when you get the chance.
I did already pay for it, so...
So you might as well.
At some point, I better see the movie. Well, speaking of movies, Stephen Hawking's latest career ambition has absolutely nothing to do with theories of the universe. Instead, he says that his ideal role in life would be a baddie in a James Bond film.
Oh.
Stephen Hawking, yeah. And
I think he'd be great.
So he did an interview with Wired and The Telegraph, and he says he thinks that the wheelchair and the computer voice would really kind of fit the part of a James Bond villain, and that even though he suffers from ALS, he really thinks that he could kind of portray the, evil genius sort of part very well. And I have to say, I could see it.
I could definitely see it. I think he would be fantastic on film in any, capacity, but as a James Bond villain.
I know.
I would be able to see him just even in a James Bond film, not even being the villain. I could see him just an accomplice or an addition with James Bond.
Like
and he could be pretty much anything you
the
could set him with.
The mastermind behind all of James Bond's gadgets or whatever.
Yeah, I could
He's a
definitely
smart guy.
see it. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I think it would be a great role for him.
Definitely.
Would it be like the next James Bond movie?
Well, right now it's rumored that Christopher Reeve is going to be the next James Bond villain. I'd rather see Hawking personally. So they haven't announced any casting quite yet, whatnot with that. But I mean, I think it'd be really interesting. I mean, people are always really surprised because he has done a lot of pop culture things. So he was on The Simpsons, Star Trek, The Big Bang Theory. He was on Monty Python's Live. He was in a Pink Floyd song. So he's done a lot of surprisingly pop culture things. And so I think
he was. Oh, I was gonna say, but that was really more as himself.
Yeah, as guest appearances.
Yeah. So especially on The Big Bang Theory.
Yeah.
They had to have him on
of
there.
Course.
But yeah.
I don't know. I think it'd be interesting to see him as an actor, kind of outside the scientist role. So,
for sure.
I'm pulling for him. I'm pulling for him to get that casting. role.
I'd definitely like to see it. Oh yeah.
Well, anybody else have some interesting movie news? Celebrity news? Evan, you want to tell us a story?
Nothing too much. I know a couple more going back to movies. I'd like to see the new Horrible Bosses. The second one, I've heard quite a few friends over Thanksgiving break went to go see it. And
Oh, is it out now?
It is. It's already out.
I did not know that.
I've heard really
So-
mixed reviews. I had a couple friends who went and saw it, and they either loved it or they hated it. Most of them loved it. There was only a few who were all like,
Yeah.
The
the
haters.
original was so much better. And I'm like,
You're always going to have those people, though.
Yeah.
You're always going to have those people. But I'd like to see that. I really like the first one, and if it's same returning cast, most of the same people, I think it would be pretty good. Different. It's a little bit different too from the first one.
I have such a crush on Charlie Day. I mean, a huge crush. So whatever he's in, whatever he's in, I will watch.
I disagree. Well, we have to take a break. We're going to take a look at some perfect pets. We'll be back with more celebrity and entertainment news right after this.
Each week, the student-run television station WMCM-TV sends out a group of students to film some of the most precious animals of the Cooley Region Humane Society in a segment we like to call Perfect Pets. Here at the shelter, we found this guy. His name is Freckles, a male white-haired terrier mix. Freckles needs a home. Meet Lavender, a 2-year-old domestic short-hair adult. This kitty needs a home. This is Zeus, a Jack Russell Terrier of 6 years and 18 pounds. Zeus needs a home. To find out more about adoption for these pets or others, contact the Cooley Region Humane Society at 781-4014.
Again, the number for the Cooley Region Humane Society is 781-4014. Bree, I think you have a story for us.
I do. So for those of you who are not Katie or Sarah, probably know who Exhibit is. If you don't know, Exhibit is the former host of Pit My Ride. Yeah.
Oh.
No idea.
Yeah,
Wow.
it was a show on MTV. Whatever, he decked out a whole bunch of cars with Xboxes, TVs.
Why are
Thousands
you
of
gaming and
TVs.
driving?
I don't know. I never
What?
got that
It's called
part either.
Pimp My Ride.
It's called Pimp My
Obviously,
Ride.
come on.
How about
Anyway.
like 40 miles to the gallon? That sounds way better. Okay, moving on.
I would rather do that.
Moving on.
Anyway, so he just got married over the weekend,
Cool.
which is
Positive.
positive thing. But after the reception, he got in a little bit of trouble. He was arrested for a DUI after his wedding reception. So instead of honeymooning, he was in jail. He
How romantic.
tied the knot on Saturday near Laguna Beach, California, and his bride, Krista Joyner, and him went off to their honeymoon. But after getting pelted with rice early Saturday, as the
Traditional.
tradition holds, but they ended up pulling him over when he was driving to wherever he was going for speeding, and he reeked of booze apparently. So they took him to the station.
Well, that's one way to start your marriage, I guess.
Yes, I suppose so.
Why didn't he have, like, where are they going? Where is their honeymoon? Like, are they driving there? Are they driving to the airport? Get somebody else to drive you to the airport.
Yeah.
You have, like, probably hundreds of guests who, I mean, they're there for you. Be like, hey, drive me to the airport.
I don't know.
I mean, unless they're vacationing, like, 3 hours away and they're driving there, which is weird, but all right. I won't judge your life choices, I guess.
Well, they got married in Laguna Beach. Like,
Oh.
what kind of perfect? I mean, that'd be perfect for a honeymoon anyway.
But they're celebrities, or at least he is. I mean, that's not acceptable for a honeymoon location.
Yeah, they have to go to, like, I don't know, Aruba
Aruba.
or something. Where is Aruba?
wanna
Does
go to
anybody
Aruba.
know? I don't know where Aruba is. But apparently you have to go there on your honeymoon, so.
If you're a celebrity. If you're like us, you know, we're lucky to get to California or Florida.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So that's unfortunate for him.
Yeah. I thought the funniest part, though, of this whole story is I don't know what the Alcoholics is. I might be, like, kind
I
of
think that's
weird.
his old rap.
Is that his old rap
I think
group?
that's his old
Is
group,
that-
yeah.
Yeah, he was, I guess, in a rap group then named the Alcoholics. So,
You didn't
little
hear of them
fitting.
because they
Oh,
weren't
the
that good in the
irony.
beginning.
Very fitting.
They weren't that good.
Yeah.
it's pretty
Terrible.
fitting.
Well, I haven't heard of this guy anyways, so.
I only
That's
knew of
how
him
that
from
goes.
Pimp My Ride. That's really about it. And he was just an obnoxious host, so. That's all I knew of him.
Well, moving on. Did you guys have a nice Thanksgiving? Sarah, did you have a nice Thanksgiving?
I had a great Thanksgiving.
Did you eat a lot of food?
I did.
If you had to guess how much food you ate, like per pounds, how much would you guess? I'm
going
somewhere with
pounds.
this.
Pounds.
Yeah.
I probably like a pound of mashed potatoes alone. So I go around, I'd say 2 pounds. I didn't
All right,
overload
well-
over this Thanksgiving.
That is not going to get you a competitive eating title, just so you know. Competitive eater Joey Chestnut won a turkey eating contest in Connecticut, setting a record by devouring an entire bird. He ate 9.35 pounds of turkey in 10 minutes.
Oh gosh.
10 minutes.
Is he the hot dog eater? Is he the competitive hot dog eater?
He is the like number one like internationally ranked competitive eater. He can eat the most food in the entire world in a short amount of time.
I can't believe he ate. That was almost a pound of turkey a minute.
Yeah.
So did he eat like? Do you know like if he preferred like the dark meat or the light meat? Or
I
did
don't.
He just not?
I know that they were 20-pound turkeys and then they just set a 20-pound turkey down in front of every contestant. He also broke the record. The previous record was 5.25 pounds in 2011. So
I can't even imagine like whatever. I mean, do you think he like washed it down with gravy or like?
I hope so. I hope instead of water they just had glasses of gravy.
That would be
really
because they dunk the hot dog like into
in
the
water
Yep.
and then they eat it.
and then they eat it.
He probably ate the turkey whole. He didn't have time to pick apart if it's a pound a minute. He probably just ate the turkey
he
whole.
probably it was just like those like pie eating contests where you can't use your hands. He probably just like.
What do you do with the bones then?
He ate those too.
Oh, do you just swallow the small bones? I'm sure, like just kind of went down the hatch.
He has like he has like steel-plated teeth,
Yeah.
so he just chomps them up.
Ooh.
Yeah, that doesn't sound quite as good.
I don't want to think about that.
For his efforts, he won $5,000.
That's how you make a living. That's how I want to make my living. Competitive
he
eating.
literally just got paid $5,000 for 10 minutes worth of work. That's the life I want.
That's the American dream right there.
That is the American dream.
Yeah.
So what's up next, Sarah?
The Victoria's Secret fashion show is actually coming up. It's being
forgot about that.
It's being filmed tonight and will be shown on CBS December 9th. And it will be taking place in London this year. But previous angels like Alessandra Ambrosio, Adriana Lima, and Candace Swanepoel will be returning, which is exciting for a lot of people.
A lot of fans.
And
I'm sure.
Ambrosio and Lima will both be wearing the famous jeweled fantasy bra at $2 million each.
I want a bra worth $2 million.
So
That'd be awesome.
Do people like actually go out and buy that?
Well, no.
Like,
I don't think it's very
well,
functional.
do really rich people just be like, oh, I have like a lot of money. I'm
I
just
have
gonna
money to
buy
burn.
me.
A jewel bra.
Yeah. Do you guys watch that? Do you
No.
watch it?
No.
I watch it sometimes. I watch a little bit. It's very degrading for some
Yeah.
girls. For me, I just sit there eating a lot and
I
wishing I was
watched it one
them.
year, and that was my exact reaction.
Yeah.
So I guess.
What do you think about the?
Yes, as the only
fashion
man on our
show?
panel today,
Yeah.
Evan. What are your thoughts on the Victoria's Secret show?
I don't like it. I feel like it's just for half the stuff that they wear. It's like, is that even realistic? Apparel. Is that where would you find the time to wear that? Even in the privacy of your home, I can't imagine anyone buying that. I feel like how about get some
can't
normal
imagine-
size models when you have like 6 foot whatever models and they weigh less than
You
100
wouldn't
pounds.
want to come home to your girlfriend wearing like 6 foot wings?
A lot of
No,
well, even
I'm
like
not.
even like the clothing, minus like the accessories. The clothing, a lot of it isn't even sold in their stores. So what's the point?
Yeah, that's what I don't understand about it is like it's
Yeah.
supposed to be the Victoria's Secret fashion show, but it's just like look at what we can do, and you
Right.
can't actually buy any of this.
Well,
Look at the
there's a-
money we can waste. Pretty
There's a
much.
lot of controversy too in the past with Indian headdresses being worn.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a controversy there.
I don't know. So I watched it one year, and I watched like the packages they put together, like talking about the models and whatnot, and they went over like their schedule and like how they get ready, and I'm just like, why? I just don't know. Who has the time to like work out 30 times a day? Like,
My roommate.
Oh.
Yeah, he's got plenty of time for that.
Okay, so he will be the next Victoria's Secret model. In
I think
case
he'd do good. I
any
think
of
he'd
their
do well.
agents are watching, we've got your next
found
model
it- we
lined
found
up.
Just
the
get my
next model.
number.
Call,
Yeah.
call Evan.
And
Yeah.
wasn't somebody going to perform?
Yes, that's probably the only reason I actually do watch it is because Taylor Swift will be performing this year, Ariana Grande, Ed Sheeran, and Hozier. I'm not really familiar with the last one, but I probably will watch this year just for the performance.
Well, Taylor Swift's new album just came out, didn't it? 1984.
1989.
Even I knew that one.
Yeah,
Come on.
and
to
it
go.
I am
sold
not
over
a T-Swift
1.3 million records in the
My
first
bad.
week.
1.3 million?
Yes, 1.3 million records in the first week, which is a new record since 2002.
How much does it take to go platinum? Is it only $1 million?
I don't know.
A lot.
I think
I
it's
actually
a
don't know.
million.
A lot.
She goes platinum in a week.
Wow.
That's
Maybe they
pretty
should. They should
awesome.
probably like adjust for inflation. That'd be good.
Probably.
Well, we will be back with even more celebrity news right after we take another look at those perfect pets.
Each week, the student-run television station WMCM-TV sends out a group of students to film some of the most precious animals of the Cooley Region Humane Society in a segment we like to call Perfect Pets. Here at the shelter, we found this guy. His name is Freckles, a male, white-haired terrier mix. Freckles needs a home. Meet Lavender, a 2-year-old domestic short-hair adult. This kitty needs a home. This is Zeus, a Jack Russell Terrier of 6 years and 18 pounds. Zeus needs a home. To find out more about adoption for these pets or others, contact the Cooley Region Humane Society at 781-4014.
Again, the number for the Cooley Region Humane Society is 781-4014. Well, I want to talk about pigs.
Okay,
So I'm
pigs
going
are
to talk
good.
about, well, I really like the micro pigs, like the itty bitty ones. That's if I get another animal, I might get a micro pig. But moving on from my personal life, a pig was actually kicked off a U.S. Airways flight at Bradley International Airport in Connecticut on Wednesday. Now, they do allow various comfort animals, including pigs and dogs. And
Emotional support
Yes,
animals
emotional
are
support
legally,
animals.
they're legally
you have
required.
protection. Yeah, you have protection to be able to bring them on board and whatnot.
Yeah.
However, the pig had been brought aboard, but it became disruptive. I'm not entirely sure how a pig becomes disruptive, but he was. Another passenger on the flight said he thought it was a duffel bag at first, and then it turns out it wasn't a duffel bag.
It was a pig.
Smell it, and it was a pig on a leash.
Oh,
And he said he estimated it between 50 and 70 pounds. And
Holy cow.
that
it
is
was
that's not a
walking-
mini pig.
No, it wasn't. Yeah, that's the thing. It wasn't like a little one. It was like a full, like, pot-belly pig, and it was
Yeah.
like walking up and down in the aisles and whatnot. And so they asked the woman and her pig to disembark from the plane, and I'm not sure what happened after that, if they got another flight or where they were headed, but that's unfortunate. I mean, like, my issue with that is, like, you can't, like, pick up a 70-pound pig and just set it on your lap.
No.
That's like a whole nother checked bag. Do they have to pay for that?
That's like
Seriously,
yeah.
that's more than what people would bring on
Yeah.
for clothing.
If that was a child,
Yeah.
you would have to buy it its own seats.
Well, I have done some research on emotional support animals. Being a huge animal lover, I kind of want one. But an emotional support animal, the difference between that and a service animal is that an emotional support animal can only has protection as a flight companion, so they have to let you on just like it was a service animal. And the emotional support animals can be anything. It can be a guinea pig, it can be a rabbit,
Here's
it
a
can be
fun
a dog.
fact. I knew a guy who worked at Disney, and they, like, allow all sorts of emotional support animals. And so this one family came with their emotional support pony named Sugar. And so he got
Aw.
called in, and he had to, like, walk around with the family, and while they went on rides, he held the pony.
That is awesome.
Exciting
I would
day.
like
That's
that
my fun
job very
story
much.
for the day. That's it. I'm out.
But yeah, so like with the pig, they didn't legally have to pay for it. So
So can I register my child as an emotional support companion?
I don't think so. I think it has to be an animal. But you could challenge it. You could
What if I
challenge
put my
the
kid
law.
in, like, I don't know, like a bear suit?
An emotional
I don't
support
fly.
bear.
Emotional support teddy bear.
Teddy bear.
Yeah, you don't want a real
Maybe.
bear in a flight.
No, that might be a little dangerous.
Just a little.
I don't know.
Just a itty bitty bit. That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
No, that poor bear.
I know.
Or the poor pig.
Poor pig. It was
Poor
a pig.
pig.
I mean, but it was a big animal, so I can kind of understand, like, if it's, like, walking up and down the aisles. So,
Yeah. Well, we were talking about over break about the man who was eaten by an anaconda for charity, apparently.
yeah, well, not quite for charity.
Or for awareness, I'm sorry.
Yes, so the show will be airing Sunday, so if you are, I don't know, interested in watching a guy get eaten by an anaconda, if that's your thing, you can watch it on the Discovery Channel Sunday night. Paul Rosalie, he calls himself a daredevil naturalist. He was swallowed whole by an anaconda and then regurgitated as a way to raise awareness about deforestation and the loss of habitat due to gold mining in the Amazon. So it took 12 people to catch the perfect anaconda for the job. They went out and they did a lot of research as they were like going, so they like went ahead and like caught a whole bunch of them and like tagged them and stuff like that, and then when they found the right one, they went ahead and used that one. And he was like in this specially designed like Kevlar suit so as not to like be hurt himself or to hurt the animal, so they had to make it like really like smooth and stuff, and so it wouldn't like hurt the inside of the animal as well as protect him from like digestive enzymes. But
Well, yeah.
a lot of people were really upset, like PETA and whatnot.
They're always upset. They're never happy.
And they're saying, you know, it's much larger than an anaconda's usual prey, and that he was torturing the animal by forcing it to eat something so large.
But wasn't it the anaconda's choice to eat it? I mean, can they actually make him eat it?
Well, fun fact, in order to get himself swallowed by the anaconda,
Yeah.
he first doused himself in pig's blood,
Oh.
and then mimicked the motions of its natural prey, such as wild boars. So, I guess if that's what you want to do with your life.
How do you get an anaconda to regurgitate you? Like, do you just have to push his way back up?
Just start crawling, I guess, somehow.
I don't really know what to tell you.
I don't know how I don't know how the digestive system of an anaconda works.
I want to know how he was able to breathe while he's inside the anaconda.
It was,
Like,
part,
that
it was
too.
part of his suit design. He had 3 hours worth of oxygen. So I don't know how they incorporated it into a suit, if they had like
Yeah,
a
but
tank
what if it?
or...
But what if it took more than 3 hours to regurgitate him?
Yeah.
Would he die?
He's a daredevil. That's part of the job.
Yeah.
I suppose.
I don't really know.
At least it was for a good cause, though.
Yeah,
Is
so
anyone,
I
is
mean,
anyone gonna act on
awareness.
the show on Discovery is going to be like in partnership with a fundraiser to, you know, so during the show, like they'll give you all the information you need if you're interested in pledging money and whatnot to help fight deforestation.
I mean, I would, if it meant getting to see a guy get swallowed whole by an anaconda.
see. I think he took it a little too far.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel for the animal. I feel for the snake. But it would be kind of cool to see.
Yeah, he left
I don't
without a
know.
meal. I feel bad for the anaconda.
Well, they probably fed him. They probably
Yeah, I
like
hope they fed
actually
him.
gave him something to eat afterwards. Like, hey, thanks for your trouble, snake.
I hope they fed him. That would be horrible if they didn't.
I don't even know what to think about that. Like,
I don't either.
who's like, I'm gonna fight deforestation. I've got it. I will raise money by being eaten by a snake.
I suppose. I don't know. Sarah, did you have anything?
Anything back to celebrities?
Anything
maybe
celebrities
off of weird
off of
snake
the
videos.
snake thing?
We could take it to Miley Cyrus, really.
Yes,
always
She
a good
recently
topic.
turned 22, and she held a big party called Happy Land, and I heard it was very inappropriate, if you can imagine that.
No way.
And that's where
Miley,
she
no way.
debuted her new celebrity boyfriend, Patrick Schwarzenegger, son of Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh,
And the parents are actually very unhappy with the relationship.
the
Which
Schwarzenegger's parents?
Yes.
I
'cause
would. I mean,
he's dating Miley Cyrus.
I would definitely agree with them.
I'm with them. I would not be happy if my child was even remotely close to mine.
Well, and then this is the Schwarzenegger family. You know, the political,
Yeah.
like a very large, influential political family,
Yeah.
and their son is dating Miley Cyrus.
She is just an interesting character.
Yes.
So I don't even know what to think about that.
I don't know, Katie.
Just living her life, I guess,
Yeah.
however she wants.
Well, that's all the celebrity news we have time for today. Make sure you tune in Thursday.
Tune in
for
Thursday,
Week in
yeah.
Review here on Campus Channel 6, Charter Channel 96, and Digital Channel 989.
Thanks, guys.